Our brains are very complex instruments, memory-based, the result of 12 years of education and the traditional approach to life valuing humanity finding security, not within the strength of the entirety of humanity, which would of course be the totality of humanity, but in little divided groups, each seeking to outdo others in sense of competition, which denies the security we all seek. If anything, we are divided people, and the root of all of our divisions will be found inside the educated brains of each one of us. The first thing in life we are expected to memorise is our name, which, unbeknown to us at the time we are first introduced to it, will become in time what we begin to see as what we are, our name. Our name is given the outlandish position of being an entity responsible for our thinking. We are greatly confused in this area. How can a word generate thoughts? The name, the person, apparently sits somewhere outside or within this consciousness and is responsible for the moment by moment, hour by hour, day by day, year by year, life by life, incessant chattering within every human brain. Is this truly what is taking place? Have you ever looked to see? Our memory-based thinking structure functions in a manner which is very similar to other materials used to record information. Think of video film or cassette tape, physical modes of data recording. There is much we can come to understand about our own psychological structure by observing the physical technological advances we have come to make in the area of recording, which is the same movement as our thinking brains, caught in memories. The information is all divided and divisive, in that it is each stored within a different physical location of the physical tape. Yet it is also unified in the realization that all information is held and stored on the one tape. Our memory is one. Our memories are divided. There can be no larger division within our memory than the division between the conceptual thinker and the rest of thoughts. Memory records everything. All is recorded. Have you not noticed? Every insult, every injury, every passing joy and pleasure, every hurt, every anxiety, and every depression. It is all recorded, and it all arises once again in our thinking, which is our brain's educated psychological response to its past experiences. And our brain truly records all, meaning it records its own inner workings as easily as it records all happening in the external world. This is a mechanism of continually recording all inner depressions, worries, anxieties, habits, good and bad, and fears. The inner strength of repetitive, continuing, building, divisive, war-causing memory. Our educated thinker within thoughts, this hidden entity behind all words and images within the mind of each human being, focused on a sense of self, focused on a sense of me first. This is based on an image which comes out of the summation of recordings posited in the brain from a child's growing personal life experiences. If I am educated to become a Christian, I shall become a Christian. If I am educated to become a Jew, I shall become a Jew. If I am educated to become British or Polish or Australian or German, I shall likely comply. If I am abused, I shall inwardly carry some reaction to that abuse. If I am well cared for in a supportive environment, I may grow up to be more psychologically stable than another, yet my mind shall still be vastly populated with divisive illusions. For it shall be working on the false understanding that my name is what I am, that I am a thinker of thoughts, and that I am a continuous being. In all of this lies inner immense illusions. We will never come to see what we are in totality if we are picking and choosing what it is we wish to look at. We need see it all. We need see all of thinking. In seeing the whole of the structure of our minds and their contents, the whole of the structure of our minds and their contents is being seen. When the whole of our mind is seen, the whole of the mind may be understood. This brings change to the brain's activities, and change today of our human brain's activities is definitely in desperate and urgent need. When you listen to what you are, to this inner movement of recorded words and images, you perhaps carry some certain dismay in your heart. This is an area within and of humanity, long ignored, long non-understood, long passed over. We have developed outer existences, seeking fame and fortune, building everywhere. We have never questioned what it is inside us which is doing all the seeking and all the building. And yet here is where we may come to find the greatest of life's prizes. It is an understanding that all inner energies within thinking are coming from the same brain, that the brain can at last begin to relax and engage in the watching of the conflicts and the turbulence which can arise in the depths of its own inner educated structure of being, which is a structure of becoming in time. Do you or have you ever run away from any thoughts? Do you ever suffer psychologically? You are divided inside. You need look into that division to heal. When we look at a problem, any problem, we are beginning to understand that problem. We will never come to an understanding of the inner nature of any psychological condition by reading a book or by taking any drug. It is understanding the inner workings of the brain which allow the brain to come to an understanding of its inner workings. Such understanding can only come from seeing. Listening to yourself without being divided from yourself is a gift of healing. Living as we do, in incessant thinking, our minds have come to divide, and in their divisions, they can never find their way back to a state of completion, which is a state of functioning as a whole, meaning non-divided. The word whole also has etymological relationship to the word holy, for the brain which has healed all of its divisions is now functioning as a whole brain. Such a brain is understanding of itself and of its life. Such a brain is holy. We will only ever come to meet a holy state in our lives if we ourselves become whole within our consciousness, and so our lives become holy. We have been educated to always and forever act on problems. Our whole scholastic education is more than a decade spent in problem solving. As the juvenile brain is developing and building an inner structure to meet life, we carry our scholastic disciplined mode of living, needed to pass exams and gain the highest mark in competition against our peers, into the ongoing battlefield of our lives. There, we seek to continue in our educated and now cherished modes of living. We remain divided as educated. Competition is the name of the game here. Never any cooperation. Never caring. Never giving. Take as much as you can for yourself. This is apparently the greatest form of success. Follow authority as you have for more than 10 years in a classroom. Problem solving becomes our main brain occupation. And to solve problems, you must bring to yourself problems. And so our lives become full of problems. Our mechanized, computerized structure of thinking, the working of the brain, loves its problems. Educated too. But does a brain, educated and mechanized to living within problems, have any innate ability to actually solve problems? Can a brain, full of its own daily personal inward problems, have any compassion, care, feeling, duty, or responsibility to meet and accurately deal with life's actual problems as and when they arise? Is a brain full of thinking and worries and ambitions and fears, talking, images, incessant movement? Is such a brain able at all to meet and accurately deal with any issue which naturally comes to meet us in our complex lives? Are the inner workings of our mind an additional quality offering value and meaning, or are our minds more a limitation to our lives, a division between us, and a rather complex piece of programmed inner machinery, dividing us, bringing fear to our lives, and enslaving us to ridiculous ideologies that life is somehow about accumulating as much as I can into a conceptual future which does not even exist, and battling all the time forever against other people who are all doing the same? We need ascertain if what we are carrying inwardly, if all of this knowledge within this inner educated structure is of great benefit to us as a whole, or is this the very devil itself? Does our knowledge of what we are lead us into any heaven? Or is our world today, for a vast majority of us, not truly closer to the hell you may expect to march out of such a fearful, divisive, aggressive, superstitious, and illusory-based structure as what we have come to call our thinking minds? The problems we all act on inwardly are a part of us. If I have a conflict externally with a friend, my educated mind will be quick to build me many images. These images are built from the structure of my recorded memories. These images will replay over and over again, bringing feelings of conflict and opposition and futility. As I watch the inner image of my friend now turned enemy, I am likely to be mistaken with regards to what I am seeing. I am likely thinking that the image which is being seen is truly representative of my friend. It is not. It is representative of my memory. My friend always lives outside my mind. What may exist inwardly is a conceptual-based image of my friend, secreted from the memory-based information stored in my brain cells, automatically recorded and placed there by a brain finding its ongoing security within a conceptual pattern of psychological activity conditioned to act within during all prepared activities of our many school years. This way of acting inwardly, this conceptual mode of bringing problems into the conceptual inner area of thought is incredibly destructive to our lives. This has divided our minds within themselves between an observer, a thinker, which is a movement within thought, and observed thoughts which appear to be other than the observer, which is thought again now manifesting as my estranged friend. This inward division within thinking, a division between images, is the inner battlefield of our lives. Yet it is all rooted within thought, which is one bank of recordings. When we battle within, engaging any inward conflict, we are involved within a division between two opposing energies of one consciousness. The recording is all one recording. The recordings within this one recording are many. Self brings along other. This is all division-based. Can you look at yourself without forming a division? Can you look at the movement of thinking as one? We seem to be working in back-to-front fashion today. Our pasts, what we have learned and experienced, which are naturally dividing between us as they are all different, are what is having all authority over our present life. We are ordering ourselves, ensuring that what came before is most protected. Is this how life runs? No, of course not. The past, memories, thoughts, recordings, what is over, what is known, knowledge is always old, always dead, always gone, from every place other than in some form of recording or memory. Another kind of existence is present today. This one has no relationship at all to things past and remembered. This is a movement of creation. Its ways are so far removed from our ways. Its ways are one. It has no division. It has no time, and so no achievement, no ambition, no drive, no self. Time is needed for a self to achieve within. It is one, complete and within itself, and so free from all divisions and every conflict and every war which division naturally brings. It is life, and it is death. As it lives, it dies, and so knows no continuity. What continues in life is already entering a state of decay, and the mind and heart of mankind is evidence enough of the actuality of the decay which living in time can bring to life. To free our minds from this limitation of divisive knowledge within, we need to begin to be interested within it. We need to watch and listen to what we are. And first of all, we need understand that whatever we are watching in the inner psychological structure of what we are is a part of what we are. We need listen much more than we need beat down, run away from, or suppress. When we find eyes free to look within our conflicted minds, and we find ears which are free to listen within our conflicted mind, without seeking any result from the looking, eyes and ears which are looking completely out of passionate interest to understand that which they are watching, then we shall perhaps come to experience a well-needed change within the psychological structure of humanity. For the mind which has ability to watch itself is a mind which will come to understand itself. Freedom to watch is what need be found. Then all can be seen. And what can be seen can be understood.